In this video, we're going to be covering unions. And unions should only be used with select statements. Don't use them with insert and updates or deletes. They won't work. Only use them with selects. And what they do is they give the ability to run separate insert statements and then combine the result. These are not joins. A join is when we need more columns, so we join tables together to get additional columns. This is we have different select statements and we want to go ahead and append the results to each other. So, first example I'm going to go ahead and use is that previous table we have with users and users archive. And for now I'm going to select the user ID, first name, last name, username, and date of birth. And if I select these, I get back those 5 columns for 175, 369 rows. I run those same columns in a select against the archive table. Again, the user archive table is just a copy of the users table. So we get 5,633 rows, but remember all of the rows from this table were copied from the users table. Now, if I want to go ahead and append the results to each other, I can put a statement here and say union all. What's going to happen is the first statement will run independently. It'll compute the results and put them on the side in memory. Then the second statement will run and these results will be appended to the results of the first. And there could be a third and a fourth. It would just continue on. So now if we run this, we get 181,000 rows. That's the 175,000 plus the 5,600. So in my first example, I selected the individual columns. You can also, if the tables have the same columns, use the star. So if I union all of them together, I'm going to get back all of the columns, the same 181,000 rows as we got up above. Now, there is one more slight change we can do with the union. Here, I unioned 2 statements together and said union all. That returns all of the rows exactly as I said. They are run independently and then the results are just concatenated together. Here, if we leave off the word all, what will happen is the first statement will run, and when the second statement runs, it'll only append the unique results, meaning if a row is identical, and when I mean identical, I mean if we're selecting all of these columns, it has 2 rows with the same user ID, the same first name, the same last name, the same middle name, all the way down to the same created date. If all of the columns match, it's considered a duplicate and it will be removed. So now if I run this, we only get that 175,000 rows because all of the data in users archive is a copy from users. It is a duplicate. So now we're actually getting all of the data just from users. Here's another example I put together just to show you the difference. I'm going to go ahead and select and I'm picking columns, but here I'm going to go ahead and after date of birth select U inside single quotes. This actually allows me to hard code a column, and for the moment I'm going to call it user. And then I union all this statement here where I hard code the value as archive, and I'm going to run just that. We're going to end it just like that. And what you'll see is because I hard-coded this as user, the column name is user, and the actual value for all of it are users. And if I scroll down, most of them are all users. But if I scroll all the way to the bottom, eventually they become archive. That's because these rows were returned from this select statement. And if I keep scrolling up, eventually I'll hit that point where it goes to user. Those rows were returned from this table. Now, a few things. If I apply an order by at the end of the statement, It has to be after the last SQL statement. The order by is actually applied to the total result, not just the individuals. So now what we'll see is this takes a little longer to run, but now the user and the user archive table data is mixed together. And the reason is, here we go, we have Rebecca, and that's her row coming from the archive table. And here's another Rebecca with her row coming from the user table. So the order by applies to the final result, not the individual select statement. The last thing I want to show you is if I remove the union all and just for say union, this is supposed to remove the duplicates. However, because one row is different, again, if we look at Rebecca, she has the same user ID, same first name, same last name, same username, same date of birth, but one column's different. That column is still considered unique and it will be returned. We still get 81,000 rows. If I was to change this, yeah, here's users and here's user archive. If I was to change this to user, well, now that changes the story. Now instead of getting 181,000 rows, we're only going to get back 175,000 rows because now these values completely match. And that's how you use a union.